I'm Dustin, welcome to Fantasy Smack Talks. We head into week 7, plenty of guys to talk about on the wire, but before we get into it, as always, if you got any questions, post them in the forums. They've been really active lately. All the FST crew gets in there as much as we can and answers as many as we can. Alright, let's talk about those must-adds. The first one's DeMarco Murray. Mr. Glass, Felix Jones got hurt again. Probably going to miss, even up to a month potentially, so Murray could be a nice temporary solution, especially with the news of Choice getting shipped out of town, so they obviously have confidence in Murray being the guy. He's only owned in about 15% of leagues, but hey, there is a little bit of positive news for all you Felix Jones owners. At least he'll have time to get his separated shoulder completely healed, so hopefully he'll be ready to go in about a month, but until then, Murray, good guy to add. Good temporary solution, and I would use a good waiver number on him if you need to win now. Next, Montario Hardesty, owned in about 20% of leagues. All you Peyton Hillis owners need to try to get Hardesty on your team if you can. He's got Hillis is a little banged up. There's been some trade rumors, all his contract stuff. Just has a lot going on, and he just hasn't had that great of a year to this point. Hardesty's a guy you need to try to grab if you got Hillis or if you're looking for a temporary solution. Hardesty. Next, Jackie Battle, still only owned in 40% of leagues. I know he was on a bye week 6, but he needs to be owned in almost all leagues at this point. Thomas Jones and Dexter McCluster just have not looked that great when given their opportunity out there in Kansas City. Battle looked amazing week 5. I'd be shocked if he doesn't get a majority of the carries moving forward. You gotta add him. He's definitely worth an add in pretty much all leagues. All right, let's talk about some guys that add in deeper leagues. First guy, Steve Breaston. Only owned in about 25% of leagues. He had 2 solid games in a row before the bye. They got Oakland week 7, so it could be another good game for Breaston. He's going to get a lot of single coverage with Bo getting all the attention out there, and Kansas City's offense has looked a little bit later as of late. We do like Breaston moving forward. Next, Michael Crabtree, only owned in about half the leagues after being drafted in probably every single league. I'm calling the 49ers the surprise team of the year so far. They have played absolutely amazing. A lot of it's on their defense, but their offense is starting to get things going. Alex Smith has looked pretty good. Frank Gore is starting to turn things around. And with all the Niners receivers that are a little banged up right now, Crabtree, definitely a guy that you're going to want to add if you need receiver help. Moving on, Fred Davis, owning about half the leagues right now. He got off to that hot start this year, and now with Chris Cooley out of the way, Fred Davis might even get a few more targets. If you're looking for a tight end fill-in for your bye weeks, Davis could be a good guy to scoop up. Next, Maurice Morris. Javid Best had that concussion, week 6, which makes his status for week 7 definitely uncertain. Who knows? Morris might get a start. If he does, he's proven in the past that he can handle the load. Look for him to be a decent pickup and play if you're desperate, but they do have a tough matchup going up against the Falcons week 7, so don't expect a lot of things, but if you got bye week problems, Morris could be a good guy to pick up. Next, Doug Baldwin, owning about 25% of leagues, receiver for Seattle. When everyone's healthy out there, I'm not sure exactly how much time Baldwin's going to see out on the field, but he's definitely proven that he's talented and does have big play potential, so definitely keep a close eye on him and maybe add him in deeper leagues. Couple of pick up and play defenses for you. The first one is Dallas. I'm actually really high on Dallas's D this week. They got St. Louis, who's probably going to be without Sam Bradford. Dallas's D looked good against the Pats week 6, so I really like them week 7 to put up some good fantasy points. And kind of a deeper defensive play for you, and that's Denver's D week 7. They're only on about 5% of leagues right now. They're going up against Miami, who has Matt Moore back there. Matt Moore is a decent quarterback, but I do expect him to make some mistakes. Look for Denver to take advantage of that, put some pressure on him, force some turnovers. All right, a couple more receivers for you. First one, Jerome Simpson. Apparently having pounds of weed delivered to your house doesn't keep you from playing in the NFL or for the Bengals for that matter. He's only on about 20% of leagues, had a big game week 6. And as that Bengals offense continues to get better, as Dalton continues to get better, as AJ Green continues to get better, I just think that offense as a whole has a lot of potential, and they've been putting up a lot of points lately. I like Jerome Simpson in deeper leagues. Same with Greg Little. The Browns offense hasn't been that amazing, but Little is going to be their best weapon through the air. He's a great young receiver, only on 20% of leagues. I like Greg Little. And another young receiver really is Ben for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is an offense that has a lot of weapons, but they haven't been able to get things going yet. But they looked good week 6, and I think Ben might have some potential. He definitely has some big play potential. A lot of attention on Mike Williams. Going to leave a lot of single coverage for Ben. All right, a couple of guys to keep a close eye on. First one's Demaryius Thomas for Denver. You know, they shipped Lloyd out of town. This is going to open up a spot in the starting rotation, the starting wide receivers. I think Thomas is probably going to scoop right in there. You know, he showed some signs as a rookie last year of being a nice young receiver. Then he got hurt, but he is coming off a big injury, and he does have Tebow throwing him the ball. So at this point, I'm just saying keep an eye on him. But he is a guy to add in really deep leagues, but he could have some value. And next, Carson Palmer. You're going to want to keep a close eye on this situation. You know, the Bengals have said that they're not going to trade him. He's retired. They'll probably stick to that, but who knows? The Raiders might offer him something that they can't refuse. So just keep a close eye on this. If Palmer does land in Oakland, it's a decent situation for him. He could have a little bit of value in deeper leagues. Now, this is just a portion of the Week 7 waiver wire. To see the full list, get onto the site. Like I said earlier, got any questions, post them in the forums. Brent and I will be here later this week to answer some of those questions. Good luck on the wire.